The ominous words hung in the air, making the tension thick as 3 pairs of eyes widened, staring at Sunny. His declaration echoed in their minds. "Because the monster isn't dead. Why do you say that?" Hiro asked, his voice a mixture of disbelief and concern. Sunny's reasoning was simple, though it carried a deep foreboding. He hadn't heard the spell congratulate him after the tyrant had fallen off the cliff, which meant the creature had not been slain. But he knew he couldn't explain this to his companions. He pointed upwards, his finger slicing through the tension in the air. "The monster jumped from an incredible height to land on this platform," he explained. "Yet it wasn't harmed at all. Why would it be killed by falling off the platform?" Neither Hiro nor the slaves could refute his logic. They stood in stunned silence. Sunny's eyes darkened as he continued, his voice unwavering. "Which means that it's still alive, somewhere down the mountain. So, if we go back, we will be delivering ourselves right into its maw." Shifty cursed loudly, his eyes darting around, his body crawling closer to the bonfire for warmth. He stared into the darkness, panic slowly creeping into his gaze. Scholar rubbed his temples in frustration, muttering to himself, "Of course. Why didn't I realize it myself?" Hiro remained calm, his stoic nature standing out amidst the others' growing anxiety. After a moment of silent contemplation, he nodded thoughtfully. "Then we go up and over the mountain pass. But that's not all." Hiro glanced toward the direction where the tyrant had fallen. "If the monster is still alive, there's a high chance it will return here and pursue us, which means time is crucial. We must move as soon as the sun rises." He gestured toward the torn bodies that littered the platform. "We can't afford to rest the entire night anymore. We need to gather supplies now. If I had the chance, I would have given these people a humble burial after gathering everything we could from them. But fate has decided otherwise." Hiro rose to his feet and pulled out a sharp knife, his movements deliberate. Shifty's eyes followed the blade, his body tense. However, Hiro showed no signs of aggression. "Food, water, warm clothes, firewood. That is what we need to find. Let us split up and accomplish these tasks." Hiro pointed to himself. "I'll carve the oxen carcasses to get us some meat." Scholar looked around, the shadows of the platform swallowing much of the area. He grimaced, uncomfortable with the situation. "I'll look for firewood." Shifty glanced around with an almost unsettling gleam in his eyes. "Then I'll find us something warm to wear." As the others prepared for their tasks, Hiro's gaze lingered on Sunny for a moment. "Most of our water was stored on the wagon," he said. "But each of my fallen brothers carried a flask. Gather as many as you can find." Later, far from the bonfire and hidden in the shadows, Sunny searched for the flagons of the fallen soldiers. His arms weighed down by half a dozen of them. The cold nipped at his skin as he stumbled upon the last broken body, still clinging to life despite its injuries. The old veteran, the one who had whipped Sunny for trying to accept Hiro's flask, lay dying, his wounds deep and painful. Sunny knelt beside the man, his eyes scanning for the flask. As the dying soldier weakly moved his hand, Sunny saw a broken sword nearby. He picked it up, his curiosity piqued. "Are you looking for this?" Sunny murmured. "Why? Are you like the Vikings, longing to die with a weapon in your hands?" The soldier did not respond but stared at Sunny, the intensity in his eyes unreadable. Sunny sighed. "Well, it might as well do," he muttered. "After all, I promised to watch you die." Without hesitation, he used the broken blade to slit the old man's throat. The soldier twitched and choked on his own blood, his eyes holding a mix of emotions that Sunny couldn't quite decipher. Gratitude or hatred, perhaps. It was the first time Sunny had killed a human, and yet he felt no guilt or fear. His cruel upbringing had seemingly prepared him for this moment, leaving him numb to the act. He sat beside the man, keeping him company in his final moments. As time passed, the spell's voice whispered in his ear, startling him. "You have slain a dormant human. Name unknown." Sunny flinched. "Oh, right. Killing people is an achievement too, according to the spell." He pushed the thought aside as the spell continued. "You have received a memory." His heart skipped a beat. "Yes. Something good, please," he thought, excitement rising. Memories could be anything: weapons, enchanted items, something that would make the nightmare a bit more bearable. But what appeared in his mind wasn't a weapon. Silver bell. A small memento of a long-lost home, which once brought its owner comfort and joy. Its clear ringing can be heard from miles away. Sunny sighed, disappointed. Well, with my luck, what was I expecting? Still, there might be something hidden in this spell. A powerful enchantment, perhaps. For now, it was better than nothing. He dismissed the runes and focused on the task at hand, removing the soldier's warm fur cloak and sturdy leather boots. After putting them on, Sunny finally felt warmth. The cloak was a bit bloodied, but then again, so was he. Looking around, he saw Hero and Scholar still at work. Shifty, meanwhile, was greedily pulling rings off the dead soldiers. Unseen, Sunny hesitated, considering his next move. His companions were unreliable and the future uncertain, but he couldn't afford to waste time in indecision. With a sigh, he gathered the flagons and prepared to move forward. The night passed in restless silence, each of them sitting near the bonfire, too fearful to sleep. The prospect of the tyrant returning haunted them. Only Hero seemed unaffected, calmly sharpening his sword in the light of the flames. When dawn broke, they gathered their supplies and set out into the cold, leaving the platform behind. Sunny took one last look at the place where the slave caravan had been meant to perish. What lay ahead was a mystery, and none of them knew what fate had in store.